We are back, and it's time for us now to get down into the conversation. I'm telling you, this is one very important conversation. If you are an African parent or just an African in general, you know the struggles that come in when helping our children choose their careers. Because, you know, when you're in school, towards the end of your Form 4, they will tell you, you know, these are a few choices, these are the things that you can do. And sometimes the children will just choose something because their parent told them to. And sometimes you're choosing something simply because it looks good and lucrative. But then when you get in there, it becomes an issue. So I feel it's important for us to talk about career discovery and how we can help our children in that line. There's a desire you have for them. Maybe you want your child to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is. Maybe you feel in your heart they should do because you're looking at the market. You're saying, oh, this is what will give them a good name, or this is what will give them some good money, or this is what will make me look good as the parent. So there are so many dynamics, but how do we ensure that our children have chosen the right lane for themselves so that they don't get there and then they end up struggling? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And of course, we have Kamiri Samuel, who is going to be breaking it down for us, helping us so that we can also help our children. Thank you, Mr. Samuel, for joining us this wonderful morning.
Thank you so much, Beatrice.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. Yes.
Ready to talk about this career thing because...
Yeah, it is. It's sometimes look like a mystery, but
yeah,
we are going to address it very well.
And it's doable.
It is very doable.
It's doable. So
Yes.
maybe give a brief introduction.
Yeah, my name is, thank you so much. My name is Kamiri Samuel. I work with Career Track Africa as a consultant. And I'm a teacher by profession. I've taught physics, chemistry for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
Then I decided to finally go to careers
Okay.
that I'm doing today. So I've dealt with parents, learners,
Yeah.
we deal with corporates, we deal with professionals, just to ensure that we align them to their right and appropriate pathways.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good. Oh,
Yes.
physics and chemistry, that's a big combo.
Yeah, because you know, they look like they are elephants in the secondary school.
They usually are.
But mostly is the I used to look at it like it is the it's actually the teacher. Because sometimes you know if you look at the career way which we are going to discuss now,
Yes.
most of those who take those subjects, they are highly logical, and you expect the way they relate with the things,
Yeah.
them being thinkers,
Yes.
they expect everything else to be a thinker. So, and therefore when they find that their learners are not thinkers, so they may not align. So, and that's why, and of course that being a teacher, you're at a higher level than the learner.
True.
And you always think that however how you are doing your content, even the learner should be able to do the content that way.
Yeah.
And that's why we usually miss out. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. So I'm imagining the way you taught these subjects is just
Yeah.
different from how we are used to it being done.
Yeah, for me, I know my students, maybe there are some of them are viewing here, are listening, and
Yeah.
I taught them well. I taught them well. We meet in town and they say, Malim, your physics is still working in me.
Wow.
And I feel proud about it.
That's really good because
Yes.
for some of us, you see the physics teacher, you want to run away.
Yeah, because of the formulas.
Yeah,
you know,
and they make it so complicated, you know. But I'm happy that at least your students, they have a good testimony.
They have. That one for sure they do.
That's really good.
Yes.
And today, Mr. Samuel, we're talking about careers. And I
Yes.
think this one is a huge thing. And maybe you can define it for us. What is even a career, you know, to start with, just to build the foundation for our conversation?
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me start it this way.
Yeah.
That the reason why we have a life today is because, and the things we are doing today,
Yeah.
it is because there is somewhere we are seeing ourselves tomorrow.
Yes.
There's a fulfillment, or there's a space all of us want to feel tomorrow.
Yes.
So if that space is what we are building from now, you find that the reason why the learners are in school, it is because there's a space they will feel tomorrow. So that space, in a simple way,
Yeah.
that will make the livelihood for them, that will make their life going on, that we are all equipping ourselves for that space. So that space is what you call career.
Right.
That's in a simple way.
Yeah, yeah.
So the reason why we are our learners, my boys are in school today, it is because there's something I'm preparing them to change tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that place they will occupy, that thing they will change, it is their career. Because from there, it is the one that will make a way for them. They will make money out of it.
Yes.
Make life out of it. So in a simple way, we can say that is the career, the space that we'll always feel to also affect the purpose of others tomorrow. Yes.
That's really good because, and I'm just thinking because sometimes in our today's world, when you're in business, you say nilitoka kwa career life. You know, it's almost like we see career as to represent, you know, if at all you're employed, the white collar jobs that I'm going to work somewhere, I'm working for an organization, and we see that as career. But the moment maybe you're doing your own business, of course, it gets another name, it's entrepreneurship. But are the two different or do they come together at some point?
No, it's a perception, and that's a long perception.
Yeah.
Anything that you do, after probably you have acquired training, skills in a particular, and you are able to solve problems in a continuous way, in the same space, that is your career. So it doesn't matter whether you are in solving people's life, because the space you will occupy is a different form of space.
Yeah.
You'll find your space is to preach to others, is to change people's souls to come to Christ. Others, it is to help others make money. Others is to the way we are saying for teachers, to remove foolishness. You know, let me use that.
Yeah.
You are impacting knowledge to some of these kids. To you, you are informing people about whatever is going around, things as a journalist. So that is your space. That's your career. So it doesn't matter whether, you can give it a name, because those who are in health careers in health, they have different names.
They have different
Doctor,
names.
nurse. But you're in career, in which way? Health science. Those who are engineering, they are different. There are those who are mechanical engineers, there are those who are civil engineers, but they are all in engineering part. So all of them are career, as long as you are fulfilling and you are affecting and affecting the life of others.
Yeah.
That's a career.
That is really good. And I don't know why this word keeps coming up in my mind, but I'm thinking of purpose.
Yes.
And how the two interlock. Maybe you can also break that down for us.
Now, when we talk about purpose, there's a, let me call it, there's a legitimate definition.
Yeah.
There's a legitimate end product.
Yes.
That God, let me take it from that end, that God defined all of us. So that legitimate definition of what you will fulfill on this earth, it's your purpose. And some of us, we are not able to live the purpose because we are not able to get the legitimate. So therefore we do an illegitimate. So you find when you are illegitimate, you find that the career you are taking or the purpose you are taking, it doesn't bring fulfillment to you. You feel there's a gap that needs to be filled. The problem is that you never discovered your proper purpose early enough so that you can fulfill it today.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. When you can be, your career can be your purpose. But there are others who their purpose they are doing is not their careers.
It's not their careers. Wow, and that calls for a lot of discernment because I've seen people move from their career life to pursue purpose because they felt, yes, I was drawn to this because of the money, but now there's what is giving me fulfillment. And I think when the two come together, it becomes powerful.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So when the two are together, you know, it's like when your body, when your mind and your heart can think of something one at a time. You have no divided minds. You're working on it. You'll be better. You'll excel. But when your heart and your mind are in two different places, you will keep on staggering without knowing where you are. So that's the same case, the career and the purpose. If so, your career can be your purpose, but sometimes your career may not be your purpose. So it is always good to, and that's why it's a process for you to discover your career, your
Yeah.
purpose is the one that defines your career.
I like that.
So, but if you don't know your purpose, you will, just the saying as it goes, if you don't know where you are going, any route will take you there.
It's true.
So then you choose something that is wrong because you have not even understood yourself. You have not understood what you can do. Because for you to define your purpose, you need to know who you are and you need to know what you can do. And then when you connect with where the world is going, now you can be able now to locate yourself very well and say, this is where I should move on.
Should be, yeah.
But when you don't understand yourself, or when you don't understand your child, when you don't know what your child can do, or when you don't know you yourself what you can do, then you will try to look at the environment, what fulfills you, what makes you, what brings fulfillment in the environment, the immediate environment. And when you take it that way, you are in a mess. You are in a mess.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow, self-awareness is key there.
Very key. Yes, very key.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really good. And I think we have sort of even begun to break down, you know, how we can get to choosing the right career.
Yes.
And I would give you that opportunity, Samuel, to just talk about it on a deeper level. You know, what should I consider when I'm choosing a career? Most of the time, we will choose a career because it's lucrative, because being a doctor, lawyer, pilot sounds good as we say it. But then sometimes it's not really the line that we should even think or even take, because there's another gap somewhere that we actually need to fill,
Yes.
but we are not doing that. So maybe talk to us about what should I consider as I am choosing the career path for my life.
Very good. Thank you. As I've said, you need to, and maybe let me address the parents, because
Yeah.
now the kids are at home. And probably as a parent, maybe there are those who feel now, my time is gone, you know, I have but there's still hope for them. We can discuss about that.
Yeah.
But now for a child, I've said there's a space that all of us are defined to feel. And that's define your purpose. And for you to define that purpose, there are things that then you need to understand so that you don't mislead a child. So there are things that all of us must know. And one thing I want to make clear to all of us, that for instance, for our children all, no child is a thing to be molded. There's no child that is a thing to mold, because that's a word we usually use. But children, you know, these are people, they are persons to be discovered.
I like
And
that.
and every time we should not, because if you take the perception of molding, you know, molding, it means you have something in your mind you want to bring out. But that's not how it is.
Yeah.
It is you see how the child is behaving, and then out of the behavior, you can be able to guide. Because a parent, you are a map. A parent, you are to give direction. It's not to dictate. And therefore, when we dictate, when we mold, instead of discovering, it means that we bring person we have in our minds. And that person probably will never be. The only place that works that better is in marriage, where you have a wife you have in your head who doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You have a husband who have in your mind who doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But it is through your working that brings out that. So for career, for children, it is not that way. So children are there to be discovered. And one thing that will ease the discovery, it is the exposure. Exposure, the more we expose our children, the more we expand their imaginations. And purpose feeds on imagination. So if your imagination is limited, it means you had a limited exposure.
That's true.
And therefore, your purpose will be limited. You'll have very few things to decide from.
Work with you.
That's why I like the schools today that really expose our learners. That's why I like even parents who really expose their children. If a child want to go to a studio, take that child. That child want to go for music, take them. They want to go for swimming, take them. What you're doing, you are expanding their exposure. And the more you expand the exposure, they have a lot of imagination. It expands. And when the imagination expands, then they have purpose, now can feed on that. They can be able to relate out of the environment you have taken them. They're able to relate. And therefore, there are things that parents must be aware of, that they must check, they must discover, because now it is discovering. You don't mold, you discover.
Yeah.
So there are things that you have to check within your child so that you can discover them. Anytime you find a child is doing something, as a parent, you need to know very well that the reason why my child is behaving the way he or she is behaving, it is that in that child, there's a mystery. And the reason why they are trying to answer, they are behaving the way they are behaving, it is to answer the mystery that is in their hearts. So if the parent, you are not able to understand that, you'll be seeing some behaviors and then you start being lewd to the child. And you know what will happen? The child will keep quiet. He will wait for a person who will understand the mystery they have, and therefore they can be able to give a solution to answer. So if a child one day is told that if you want to answer whatever you have, if you want to know mathematics very well, you just take 2 or 3 loads of bangi. You'll be done. Mathematics will be good. You know, the child, you know, that's a new thing to that child. And you feel, oh, probably the mystery that I have need to be answered by this. And that's why they will deviate their behavior to that. So as a parent then, you must know that my child, there's always a mystery behind whatever they are doing. And if I don't understand the mystery they have, I will not be able to guide them. So how do you discover? There are several things that you look.
Okay.
Maybe I can touch on them.
Yes, please.
So they are as at home, even when the kids are at home.
Yeah.
Because at home we say it is an environment for reflection. You'd see there's so much that the kids have been told from school. And therefore at home you start seeing the behavior, a pattern. So that is the thing that as a parent you need to start recognize it. Out of what you recognize, the reason why you are more exposed as a parent, it is because now you can be able to relate the behavior and the environment. You are able to guide, to bring out the best from that child. So one of the things, actually we look at 7 things or 8 things. So, and one of the things we look at our children is you need to understand the personality of a child. And what define personalities are just 4 things, 4 sets. And when we talk about personality, we are talking about the unseen fingerprint. I want to relate those. I don't want to define with big terms. I just want to relate to define it with the things that we can relate with.
Yes.
So when we talk about personalities, we are talking about an unseen fingerprint of the soul. So just the way we are taken by when you are taking our ID, they take our fingerprints because mine, they're different from yours. So meaning whatever I have is different the whole world.
That's true.
That's how God made us. There's something unique.
Yeah.
There's something I can do differently from anybody else in the world. Just like the fingerprints. So when you discover the personality of a child, you are discovering that unseen fingerprint of the soul. Then you bring it out. So that you don't dictate, you guide. For instance, when you talk about personalities, there are 4 sets. You look at, number 1, where does my child draws or direct their energy? That's the first thing to look at. It will give you some rights. So there are those people who like recharging. There are those children who like recharging around people. There are those children who like recharging on their own.
Alone, yeah.
Those are 2 types of children. So if my child likes to recharge with the people, it means that person is social. He has good leadership styles, very cooperative, such things. And when you see now such a person want to recharge with the people, it means already there are careers that you have to remove him from. Because he cannot work. He will not work there. So it means that the social ability of that person is very high. And if the social ability of that person is very high, now start seeing a social person, social science. That's a guy who will go to social sciences.
And flourish.
Very well.
Yeah.
Start seeing a journalist. Because a journalist would like to stay with people, listen to what people are saying, how the environment is talking, and then out of there they're able to develop something. So there are those kids that like recharging when they are alone. And that child, you cannot take him to some of the careers now like law. You not take that child to journalist, because then they like spending a lot of time together and they are highly logical. They have less stories to tell. They have very short answers. So, and therefore as a parent, you may be an extrovert. Because extroverts are the people who recharge with the people. Introverts, they recharge alone. And therefore, if I don't know how my child recharges, what will happen? I will start making noise to that child.
That's true.
Parents also tend to have biases because most of the children who recharge when they are with the people, they are the people who understand the parents. Even when you go home, you are a bit sick. They are the children who understands. Mommy, what is the problem? Daddy, what is the issue? But the others who recharge alone, they don't care. Because even when they are highly emotional, they keep it to themselves. They don't talk. And you find parents, even they say, naona kuna mtoto ataniangalia hapa when I'm old. Who you? Because he understands you. And you tend to think that he's the better child than the other one. It is only that you have not understood the way they operate, how they draw their energy.
Powerful.
So that is the first way. So that you don't mess up with the kid. So just know, how do they recharge? So number 2, how does my child make decisions? There are those children who make decisions by thinking. There are those who make decisions by feeling. That's a 2 set. And the 2 sets are the one that defines the career we are in. So thinkers, they will always see the end before they talk. So meaning you can ask your child a question and he'll just tell you yes or no. You as a parent, you want to draw as much as possible with one question. That is a social person. But if the way I make decision is by thinking, I will answer you what you have asked. Did you go to the shop? Yes. How was home? Fine. Did you do what I told you? Yes. If you have more detail, you ask, what exactly did you do? Then you ask, I will answer. That is the mind behind the thinkers. The feelers are not like that. The feelers will they're so happy. They want to, every time just when they see you coming home, they want to say, how was the day, mom? They will pamper you with so many questions in a very short time. And those are the children you feel sometimes you understand them because they talk to you, they are very open to you. And so you tend to think, now imagine you have a thinker at home, you have a feeler at home. You want the thinker to become maybe like a journalist. You won't make it. He won't make it because his wiring is not that way. He for him is so logical. He wants to talk about facts. So that's the second thing. The third thing you need to look at your child is how do they process information. So there are those children who process information by sensing. There are those who process information by intuition. So by sensing is that they have facts first. They have facts. And they can only talk when they have facts. You may ask yourself a question to your child, he will not answer you that time. He'll tell you, I don't have an answer for now. Or he'll keep quiet. So you think he's ignorant. But it's only that because he don't have facts to answer you at the moment. So as a parent, you think, he's hard-headed. This guy doesn't. And you may fight. So there are others, the way they process information is by intuition. So you ask them, if you talk to them so nicely, they will answer you so nicely. If you talk to them very lewd, that's the way they will answer you. So, and finally, is again you look at how about the judging, how do they like to work? There are those children who want to work in a structured environment. There are those who don't want to work in structured environment. If you understand whether my child is a judger or a perceiver, those people who are judge, those children who are judge, they want to work in a structured environment. You wake up in the morning, you define. Today, 2 hours, you take your breakfast. 1 hour for social media. 3 hours homework. This time, you go out and pray. Come back at this time. They like that way. There are others, you structure them. Maybe your parent, you are structured. And you structure the same to your child. And you tell them, the moment you wake up, I want you to do this. Those children, they will assist. And they will sleep up to 12. But the moment he or she wakes up, he will do all what you had said within 1 or 2 hours. Then they do their own things.
Yeah.
So such people, they also end up becoming entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs, they want to work in an unstructured environment. A deal has come, they want to rush there, do it. A thought has come, they want to see whether it can work. But the others, the doctors, the engineers, they want to work in a structured environment. You get to work, first of all, see whether instruments are working. After you see that, go to the next level, see what is available, the patients who are around, come sit down, structure how you are going to see all of them, go and see them, come do the medicine or prescribe the medicine for them, and then your day is over. That's the way they can work. So once you know how your kid transfer the energy, how they perceive, how they make decisions, that is one of the way you can be able to advise your child. It's a discovering. One is personality, 2 is ability. Maybe the other one I will just go through haraka because of time.
Yeah.
The other is now, you also need to look at what are the abilities that my child has, which are the skills that my child has.
Yes.
And this gives you talk about the 12 types of abilities or 12 sets of skills. And they are the one that can take you to different careers. There are those kids, their children, they have the ability and the skills, the social skills are very high. There are those that their decision makings are very high. There are those children who their spatial ability is very high. So once you know the type of ability that your child has, you're able to relate the ability with the career. For instance, there are those kids that their spatial ability or the spatial skill is you are able to get something from your mind and solve it as an image. That's a spatial ability.
Okay.
You're able to understand how things work, mechanical ability, from your head. So children with high mechanical ability, children with high spatial ability, they end up becoming highly innovative. And if you're highly innovative, they can now go to the ICT, they can go to engineering, they can go to arts. Because arts, creating something, is about imagination. You're highly creative, things like that. So those are the different ways parents can discover. So the third way that the parent can look at, apart from personalities, apart from the abilities and skills, it is to look at the values. There are kids who value independence. When we talk about values, we're talking about simply the things that our children consider important in life. That is very key. Because as a parent, there are some things that are important to you, but they are not important to me as a child. So there are parents who love structure, but their kids do not. There are parents who value independence, or maybe they don't value independence, but as a child, I value independence. That means I would like to do a lot of things on my own. And these are the kids now who thrive. You find that the child is just on their own, they want to do their things on their own. They thrive in areas like bioscience and research, because they thrive very well in accounting and finance. They thrive very well in those financial careers, etc. Because they can spend a lot of time together alone, analyzing things like that. So you look at their values. The other thing is you look at your interests. A lot of times, what parents base to decide on what the learners should do is by interest alone. And you see, interests is determined by the exposure. Today, if you go to a place where people are just getting sick and they're dying because there are no doctors, as a person, let me ask you, Beatrice, what would be your first career you think about in such an area? Of course, it's medicine.
Obviously,
so that you can help the people who are there. But you have looked at the interests of the day, and interests change. So as a parent, then, when you talk about interest, there are so many things that we look at. So you can check in for interest. My child can be very little. They're very realistic. And a realistic child means that, they just take facts as they are. These are the kids you find, even they tell the parents, Mom, I don't like your makeup. You don't look good. Why? Just be natural. When you are sending him somewhere, he first for need to analyze. Whereas you are sending me the budgets, everything, they'll sit down, do everything. So as they leave, they have every fact at hand, very realistic. So the other kids who are on interest, they are very investigative. You know, they just keep quiet somewhere, and they will always think, take data, correct issues before they make a decision, before they talk.
Yeah.
So you need to know that is my way. That's how my child works. And always before you ask them or you decide for them, you'll give them time. Because my child is quite investigative. Let me first for hear what he or she has. So that's an investigative person. The other children who are very social. So they interact with anyone. Even those, you know, sometimes I see parents, somebody gets at home and you feel one of the visitor is like, this one should not hold my child. and then there are those kids who are very social. Whenever that bad person extend the hands, the kids just come and hug. You know, very social. They can live in any environment. There are other kids who are very enterprising. Every time they think is about money. Whatever they see is about money. They will calculate at home. Even the conversation you have at home is that, Mommy, Daddy, how much is this television? How much is your car? That's, you see everything as a terms of money. So that's a good entrepreneur. You need to start discovering,
Nurturing,
nurturing that thing as early as possible. So the others who are conventional, so they want to work in structured areas. So it's that child can only thrive at home when you have sat down and agreed on what to do.
Wow.
So when you have agreed, that child will do everything perfectly. But when you leave that person to think on his own, you find that he will mess up some things. Very conventional. So, and therefore, already those are the patterns that can define a parent and start saying, oh, my child is this way. You are not on this, you are not on this, you are not on this. I will start preparing you for this. You see, now you are discovering the child. You are not dictating.
You're not dictating,
So when you are doing that, by the end of the day, you will bring out the real purpose of the child. You will know as a parent. And therefore, the career that will define for that child, it will exactly be the one.
Wow. Oof. That is a master class on career.
So it's quite others maybe we can talk about is
broad,
is apart from the interest, we can look at the learning style. So a lot of times we quarrel with our children at home because we don't know the modalities or the model they use to get the information in their minds. So probably your learning style was read and write. And therefore, because we have there are four. We have the visual, there are those who are audio, there are those who are read and write, there are those who are kinesthetic. Those are the four models of learning we have, the learning styles. So you find that you may be a read and write, meaning a lot of time you have is books, you like writing things, your library is done, is good. But for me, doesn't mean that I don't like reading and writing, but a lot of the model that I use to get information is by reasoning. So you'll find what I have is mostly a lot of songs, a lot of audiobooks, things like that. So as a parent, you may want to model, the word model, the child to be you. So you see, me, the way the model I used to learn, the style I used to learn is different from you. So I should discover which is the model for my child, not necessarily the one that I use. There's some kids at home, you'll find they are reading, but they have earphones. Poop, 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 poop. The music is up. That's the only way they can use to understand. But as a parent, even a small little of the distraction or the noise will distract you. So you feel that child should be you. You're losing. You're not discovering that child. So there has to be that learning style that you discover for your child. Because the learning style will also determine the end product. Because different careers have different learning styles. Journalism needs a lot of writing, needs a lot of listening. So you combine the two. So engineering needs a lot of kinesthetic, a lot of hands-on. So there are kids who like to be hands-on. So you find that your child at home, he's doing homework, but he's walking. He does 2 questions here, 3 questions there, 5 questions there. So it means that child is not a linear light, he's a kinesthetic. He feels that when I do my question in different setups,
Yeah.
I feel good. And you can notice these children, even in an assessment room, he will have 4 or 5 postures. So he will stay this way as he attempts the question 1. He will see this way, attempting question 2.
Yeah.
He will be upright, attempting question 3. That's a kinesthetic child. And sometimes we see like they are resisting.
Yeah.
But it is not resistance, it's their wiring. Then the final thing that you can check as a parent is also the attitude. The attitude. There are those kids with an attitude of persistence. They can stay for one thing for a long time. They do it, they don't give up, they come back and do it again, they don't give up, they can try 10 times. Scientists, inventors, that's where they start. So, but the others, they are quite spontaneous. They'll do one thing for 2 minutes, stop it, doing another one for 2 minutes, another for 3 minutes. You know, those are the MCs and the DJs. So such people. So when you understand the attitude of your child, it is also key. And then finally, the emotional intelligence for your child, which is key. That can be, we can talk that for a whole week.
Yeah.
The emotional intelligence.
Wow.
But the only thing I can tell about the emotional intelligence is a child who can manage his emotions, or a child who can control, or actually anybody who can control their emotions, they can be able to manage an opportunity. Yes. The reason why we miss opportunities, it is because of, a lot of times, our emotional intelligence. Because we got that chance, because we are able, we had interest, we were qualified for it, but we lose it. A lot of times, if you analyze why people are losing whatever they have today, career-wise, it is their emotional intelligence. Yeah.
That's true. And I feel like we will have to even dive deeper into that, because, I mean, the emotional intelligence is something that you've also covered in your book here, Career Pathway Discovery.
Yes.
And I would love for you to touch on that, because, you know, sometimes it can even be hard for a parent to analyze and to understand, where is my son or daughter emotionally? Because sometimes we make decisions out of emotions, so out of whatever people have told us. And I've also observed that there are moments when, because everyone is saying how much being a doctor is a good thing, and you know, you get a lot of money, so I'm just choosing that because of that. Or maybe I feel discouraged because maybe I started doing this thing, it was what I had in my heart, but I feel maybe the people I'm working with, they are not really helping me, or maybe they are talking to me rudely. So I decide, maybe I need to do something else. So I think that's a very important thing to talk about. Maybe you can just touch on it and why it's important, not just for the parents themselves, but even how now they model it to the children.
We'll talk about the emotional intelligence. One of the things that people do not really understand is that they don't know how to handle the triggers for emotionals, triggers that brings emotions. Because emotional intelligence is how well do you respond to situations that comes on your side. And as long as you are with the people, we are emotional beings.
That's true.
You will, if you don't get, you will, the approach that you'll always get from one person, you know, it's your response. It will depend on your emotional level, your emotional intelligence. So if number one, you know how to, the triggers of emotion in yourself, and you know how to control them, that's where the emotional intelligence starts. In a way that I may ask you a question now, but when that question comes to me, probably I see like that question within the boundaries of my knowledge, I'm not able to answer that. So it means in me, there will be a defensive trigger that will come out. And when this defensive trigger comes out, it will now bring an issue, because the way I will answer you is trying to defend myself. When we look at the emotional intelligence, we need to look at, there are those people with their minds is fixed. Meaning they have a set of knowledge, they know this is all I have. The other type of mindset is what we call the growth mindset. They are the people who knows that whatever you tell me, it makes sense, and I can get sense out of it, because there is no word that does not make sense. the thing that do not make sense is the word that is spoken out of the context. So if I have a fixed mindset, my emotions will always be defensive. But if I have a growth mindset, that means my mind is open. Whatever you can tell me, because I know the triggers in me, I can be able to hold my triggers and I will answer you that question with, back in me, I want to grow. I want to get something out of our interaction. So when you have such a high level of emotional intelligence, you'll never quarrel with the people. Growth mindset, you'll never fight people. But if you have a fixed one, your triggers will be like nails. They'll be like claws, yes. Every time you can do something. They'll be like talons, and anytime they're able to hurt.
Yeah.
So, but if you have a growth mindset, your emotional intelligence will be very high because you're able to control your triggers.
Wow, so it's about mindset.
It's about mindset. It's about mindset.
That's really good.
Yes.
And how can we help our children then, especially on the line of emotional intelligence? Because I feel like that is an area that affects, even our careers.
Yes.
There are people who, because of a lack of emotional intelligence, have resigned from jobs they shouldn't have.
Yes.
They have, taken certain decisions that they shouldn't have simply because they were not able to manage their emotions. But how do you train this child from a young age to ensure that, that mindset of growth is actually, what they have?
That's very good. The first thing is, let's say, once you have discovered the model that your child consumes or absorbs information, makes decision, the way their pattern of thinking is, you will always have a bias on that because that's the pattern of how they make decisions.
Right.
If I know my child is a thinker, if I see my child he's a judge, if I see my child is a sensing person, if I know my child is an introvert, if I see my child is a realistic, if I see my child is a conventional, if I see my child is independent, all those things, this is the approach I'll give to that child. Anytime I ask him a question, I will know he can only answer with what he knows. He will really not hide with what he knows, and he will really give a question with what he has in mind. It works. He will not give me the full information. He will leave part of the information in him. So when myself, I also have my triggers for emotions. If I control my first emotion first, you will also be able to control yours.
That's true.
But if I don't control mine, even yours probably, unless you are higher level than me, then you can be able to control them. And because children do not know this, it is first for us as a parent to bring out. Once we discover the model, the channel that my child need to make decisions, let's use the same channel for them. So don't ask for a lot of information when you know for your child is a problem to give you. If he give bits of information, then get the bits of information from him. You not quarrel.
Yeah.
So already that child, you are training him to be you feel contented, and he'll also feel contented with the information you give. But if you quarrel me because I give less information, and it's out of unconscious for me, I'm not aware of what you want. So you ask what you want, then I can answer you. But if you start telling me you don't think, you're telling your child you don't think, why do you give me so little? Do you think I'm an angel to know what is in your heart? Why can't you give me? Oh, the child will say, okay, that's what you want. Okay, fine. Tomorrow you'll ask, I will not tell you anything. You start fighting. So who is harming the other one? Is the parent destroying the emotional intelligence of the child. Who's unconscious. He's not aware of that. So that's how that's parents, when you discover how your child behaves, once you discover how your child makes decision, so use those channels to make decisions. If you discover the way your child works, then agree. Because that child will fit somewhere tomorrow. then it's, out of the way they work, you're able to also define that up to this level is an indiscipline,
Yes.
up to this level is okay. So you're able to define the boundaries. As long as the child is sticking to the boundaries, even if he is doing things differently, then that's okay. The reason we have a lot of companies sacking people, I would say that in 21st century, it is because we are bringing systems and we want people to fit in the system.
Yeah.
Of which should be the other way around. We make system because of people. So a system should fit the people. For instance, when I was working in the bank, I was sometimes working in the bank, and you find that you bring people, young people in the company, and then you find that these guys, they are all sleeping during the day. HR comes and find these guys they are not active. And you bring those we call the show cause letters, you sack people. But then one time they sat down and asked, why you guys, you are nocturnal, you it's like during the day you are not, you're not serious. Then they say, no, can we be given time to be working at night? Oh, okay. So there are some who are comfortable doing the day job, others who are comfortable doing work at night. So then the system that fits people. Then some people do work at day, others at night. And I'm telling you, the work that those guys could work at night in the company was a lot. I was also in publishing. In fact, there are some guys, the publisher, you set a system where you say, no, if you come to edit our books, you must be here from 8 in the morning and then up to 5. But you find the work that is done is very little. Then the HR was concerned, the publishing department is concerned. Talking to people, they say, no. Me personally, if I come to edit books, I come here at midnight. Then I get out here. I work from midnight, then I will get here from 10 the following day. I'll be okay. And that's when the deadline were met. Quality books were done.
Wow.
So it's about emotional intelligence. So there has to be this HR who say, let me first understand. I might be wrong. So the emotional triggers for people. And therefore you're able to design a system that will fit people. You'll see a productivity increases and things like that.
Wow, this is really, really powerful. And I think there's so much to learn. And I see here Sir David saying mwalimu wangu wa physics, wacha tu nisiongee sana kumhusu. Anasema wa chemistry alijaribu kidogo. Jameni. But anyway, Ben Jano also saying great parenting insights right there. Wow. And I think I agree so much with that because, I mean, today you have really changed my perspective because before I would think that I'm modeling, I'm making this child into who I hope they will become. And you can easily miss out on who they truly are. Yes. So I think the element of discovery is a whole different thing because even when I look at our own family, we are very different.
Yes.
I have 2 other sisters and you realize that we are so different. Even if you hear the career paths that we've taken, it's like so totally different because for me, I'm in journalism, my sister is in veterinary, the other one is still in high school and she's wandering between software engineering and being a doctor. So it's like totally different. And even from our personalities, we are also very much different.
Very different.
So I think what you're saying, these are golden nuggets that will really help the parents ensure that they are guiding their children based on what they have known, based on their intentionality to discover who their children are and what they are able to do.
Sure.
So I think since time is not on our side, I would give you an opportunity to tell the people how they can reach you in case they have more questions and even how they can grab a copy of your book as well.
Wow, thank you so much. I didn't know time has really learned.
Imagine, I'm shocked myself.
That's good. So we have a book we have done. Maybe, I don't know whether I can have a
sure.
So on maybe for the viewers to see on the career pathway discovery. And what you have done in this book is to a lot of and more of what I've not spoken here. Part of it is here and a lot of what I've not talked about there in this book. And it's just for parents, for teachers, for guardians, just to know on how can I discover the light career for my child.
Yes.
And this book is now exposing all these hints to the parents on the things they can do, the things they can, the points to look at, the areas to look at, so that they can be able to discover their children.
Yeah.
And therefore, they are here. I've given an advanced way. There are scientifically proven ways for to do that. And even at the end, I've provided what we call a psychoscan. A psychoscan is just a test or an examination that you can sit down, do with your child together, and then you're able to see, oh, I thought you are in STEM. You are in social sciences. So I thought you are in arts, so you are in sports. So we have provided a psychoscan at the end, where if they get a copy, they're able to do that. So anyone who needs a copy, they can just call our office number, 0745 823 962.
Beautiful.
Or they can write to us,
Yes.
info@careertoafrica.co.ke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Kamiri Samuel.
Kamiri
that
Samuel.
was very insightful. And indeed, as you said, we need a part 2. We need you again, because I feel like we just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
There is so much to talk about. But
There
I
is.
believe you have left people with a very important nugget today,
Sure.
which is also my takeaway, that I am not to dictate, rather I am to discover. And I feel like now I've taken my homework, that I'll start being observant of my 8-month-old
Wow.
little son.
Yes.
And just observing those as early as now, because I don't want to wait until later. It's good to start, discovering pole pole.
Sure.
So I think what you've left us with today is very powerful. And I believe that parents maybe who have not been doing it the right way, maybe you've been trying to force a career on your child, it's time to retract. Ask God for guidance, ask God for the wisdom, and now begin to discover your child so that you can lead them down the right path for their career choices. So that has been our topic and conversation today with Mr. Kamiri Samuel. Of course, he has mentioned you can grab a copy of his book with the number that he has provided, and I know that you will be more equipped so that you can help those little ones, especially now when they are on holidays. It's time to now observe them like never before. But anyway, we have to wind up the show because we are way past time already. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. My name is Beatrice Nudi.